Baseball, America's favorite pastime. This phrase has always confused me, partly because football is just more popular, and it's not even close. But what's really confused me is how this became a sort of bragging point. I mean, to pass time is just another way of saying to waste time, is it not? So why are we bragging about wasting time? Have you noticed how everything around us seems to be devolving into mindless brain rot whose only goal is to keep your attention? I mean, has anyone ever finished doom scrolling and thought to themselves,
wow, I just doom scrolled for 3 hours. That was a great use of my time.
The other day, I cringed as I heard one of my favorite YouTubers, Game Design Doc, praising one of his favorite games, not by how fulfilling it felt to play, but how much time it consumed.
And it always feels like there's something around the corner.
I've found it very easy to lose track of time while playing.
He didn't say, wow, I learned a lot, or I felt like it enriched my life. His only metric for value was how much time it passed. Hi, I'm Quinlan, and I believe stories and games can be so much more than just passing time. Let's talk baseball again. Sitting on your couch watching baseball all day probably is a big waste of time. But when you play baseball, it's so much more than just passing time. You improve your throwing skill, catching skill, reflexes, but most importantly, you're getting exercise. And this idea of using entertainment to teach is not new at all. Just think about the stars. It's a sea of dots in no particular order. But at some point, we assign these dots to characters and put those characters into stories. Perseus, Andromeda, Pegasus, all made reading the stars really fun. And by reading the stars, we could navigate the entire world. Literally. And this isn't unique to astronomy. Humans have always taught through stories, songs, and games. They didn't just pass time. They passed information down through generations. So why don't we teach this way anymore? Well, we kind of do. You see, they're not easy to find, and it may take a lot of serious digging, but there are some hidden gems out there if you look hard enough. Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone teaches science, psychology, economics, and more, and in a way that's super engaging and interesting. It does exaggerate a little bit here and there.
Is that a watermelon?
Oh, it's Suika.
But hey, it's an anime. Number blocks. Now, this is actually not an exaggeration. My kids were able to do square roots before kindergarten. That's right, before kindergarten. And that's all thanks to number blocks. Shows like Sesame Street can't even compete. The kids tune in for the dancing Muppets and then tune out. And it only gives about 3 facts over the course of 30 minutes. But number blocks is different. It gives you more like 30 facts over the course of 3 minutes. Also, the characters are the numbers. So even when they aren't actively teaching facts, it's reinforcing the meaning behind each numeral. The square numbers are often arranged in squares and sing songs about it, and it made learning squares and square roots super intuitive, even for 3-year-olds.
I'm 2 by 2, you're 3 by 3, that's why you're square, like me.
And we can do the same thing for games. In fact, there's already a name for it. They're called serious games. These are some of my favorites. Bots are stupid. Bots Are Stupid absolutely qualifies as a hidden gem. Most beginner coding games are designed with one single correct solution, but Bots Are Stupid isn't. Your goal is to collect orbs and make your way to a portal at the end of a level. You can solve these problems in tons of different ways, and then go back and optimize for speed or fewer lines. That's how problem solving works in the real world, and I love it. Prodigy Math. Prodigy Math isn't perfect, but the core idea is strong. Doing math lets you cast spells and battle in a Pokemon-style system. The biggest issue is that the math and the gameplay are separated, so you have to pause your battle to do textbook math problems, which is not ideal, but still, it's probably the best math game I've seen so far. Portal might not officially be considered a serious game, but I think it absolutely is. In fact, I would say that puzzle games are serious games. Portal pushes your cognitive limits and somehow makes testing fun while literally telling you that you're being tested.
Oh, did I accidentally fizzle that before you could complete the test? I'm sorry.
Serious games don't have to be video games, and Ticket to Ride might be one of the best serious games ever made. You build railroad tracks across the US, or other places, and it has a surprisingly deeply strategic component to it, and super well thought out game mechanics. It teaches history in a way that feels so natural and fun. Organ Attack. Organ Attack teaches you about different organs and viruses and ailments, all in a fun party game. A lot of the gameplay relies on luck, but that makes it actually a great choice to play with all ages, as everyone has a chance to win. It really teaches and reinforces a lot of medical terminology and makes the whole subject much more approachable. I highly recommend it, but when I first discovered this game, it was very hard to find a way to actually buy or get it. And that brings us to a big issue with serious games. They're just not that popular. Good ones are just so hard to find, and when indie creators make a fun game like Organ Attack, it feels like you have to get it in a back alley by a shady dude selling contraband or something.
Yo, you got the goods? Yeah, I got the good shit. Were you followed? Nah, give me those kidneys. You got psoriasis? You got cystic fibrosis? You got conjunctivitis? Had to throw in a favor on this one. You got multiple sclerosis? Yeah, this one ain't cheap, you hear me? You got biliary dyskinesia? Yeah, I found it on some crazy ninjas last week. You got hypothyroidism? Yeah, treating with care wasn't easy to get. You got hyperthyroidism? Had to hit up a courts for this.
Meanwhile, games like Steal a Brain Rot on Roblox get pushed left and right. Now, I'm not saying that you should never play games like Roblox or Fortnite or even Candy Crush. I take it back. You should never play Candy Crush. Because you should be playing Royal Kingdom!
JK.
They're fine in moderation, especially if you use them to bond with friends or family, but I wish there were more options for serious games. Think about it this way. A little dessert now and then is okay, but when you eat it all the time, it's unhealthy for you. And instead of adding tons of sugar and preservatives to everything, I'm looking at you, America. We should be making food that is both healthy and delicious. And yes, you can have food that is both healthy and tastes good, just like you can have games that are beneficial and fun. But very few people are taking serious games, well, seriously. So a few years ago, I started teaching my daughter to type, but it was dreadfully boring for her, and I don't really blame her for feeling that way. It can be a very rewarding skill to learn, but it's also incredibly boring to learn, and none of the typing programs helped. So I turned to games. I looked for all the typing games I could get my hands on. There were games like this, this, and this, and this. I eventually found a game called Z-Type, and I thought it looked the most promising. I showed it to my daughter and she liked it. For 2 minutes. Then she thought it was super boring. It didn't really do anything different. There was no story, there were no worlds. The only thing that really changed over time was enemy speed. And then I found it, the ultimate typing game that I knew my daughter would love. Epistory. Epistory was amazing. You could explore a beautiful, lush world, complete interesting puzzles. You can even adjust the difficulty scale. But there's one problem. Even on the easiest setting, the game was still too hard. My daughter wasn't just a slow typist, she was a noob. If you don't type fast enough, you die. So she would die over and over and over and over and over. Playing became stressful and unpleasant for her, so I ended up having to take over on so many parts until eventually she wasn't playing it at all. I was, and she completely forgot about the game. I read the reviews on the game and saw a lot of other people sharing a similar sentiment. And this pattern continued as I explored more and more and more typing games. Many of them stressed my daughter out. Some of them made typing feel so unnatural. Some of them were completely inappropriate. I'm looking at you, Typing of the Dead Overkill.
Oh, sorry.
And they all bored her in 2 minutes or less. Games that beginners could actually play just felt like baby games at best. I'm not even sure you could even call them games.
You made my baby cry.
They were really more like typing programs again, masquerading as games. But the quality games, the games that were actually fun, felt like they were just not inclusive of beginners. There was just no way a beginner could play them because they would die immediately. I have some theories as to why this is, but regardless of the reason, I had exhausted such a long list of typing games with no luck. I still wanted to make typing fun for my daughter, and well, they say if you want something done right, do it yourself. And I decided to do just that. So, I spent the last 3 years designing Rune, a crazy fast typing game that is fun for both beginner and pro alike. It's just a prototype right now. Yeah, 3 years and still just a prototype, I know. But if you want to support the game, I'm currently running a Kickstarter project for it, and I have a link where you can try the prototype out for yourself. I'll dive more into the game in the next video, but for now I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about serious games? Do you have any favorites? Let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next one. Oh, and I almost forgot. They say if you simply mention comment and subscribe, that more people will comment and subscribe. So, do that. Bye.